Hey, welcome to the Honey and Harry show. I'm Honey.
And I'm Harry.
And today we have a very special guest. Actually, he used to play in the band with my dad. His name is Jason Duplessis.
Hello.
Hi, thank you for being here tonight.
It's a wonderful time to be here. Thank you.
I know. So, he's going to tell us a little bit about, I guess it's kind of like you've had such an interesting little life. That's what I can tell. I mean,
Yes,
really. No,
very.
like the more I've talked to you just tonight, just listening to stories, and you've done so much in just what you said, the 27 years since you started with, was it 27 years you played with
27
Artemis?
years with the band.
With
yes.
the band, with Artemis. But that's not the only thing he did. Actually, he used to own, him and his wife used to own the Merle Norman, where I get all my cute clothes from in Prairieville. And also he did Jesus Christ Superstar. He was, who were you in Jesus Christ Superstar?
I actually was Jesus.
You were Jesus. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So cool. And then Matilda. I think he did something in Matilda. So tonight we're going to start off with Artemis.
Yes.
Yeah, so give us, kind of explain to everybody. I know my dad did. I was raising children. I think I went to 2, and y'all were great.
Thank
y'all were
you.
really good. I was
Thank
blown
you.
away because, you never look at your dad as like being a singer. He wasn't singing, but like being in a band.
Yeah. Oh, well, he could sing.
Well, he could sing. He did
Yeah,
sing, but
he
you
did,
you
yeah.
never think of your dad like that.
Right.
You think your dad is your dad,
Yeah.
But y'all were cool. Y'all had a great little group, and
We did. We were we weren't really old at that time, but we weren't really young. And as the youngest member of the band, I took a lot of pride in that.
how old were you? Do you
When
mind
I
saying?
started,
Yeah.
oh gosh, 59 minus 27 is 34,
Dad, do the math.
38,
32.
32. So the way this
That's
thing,
young.
Well, thankfully, I got into rock and roll later in life because I don't know if I would have been 18. I think I'd have probably got sucked in by the enamored by the sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Well, who wouldn't back
But
then?
at 32, married with 3 kids, I wasn't quite on the milk of magnesia and preparation H, but I had passed the sex, drugs, and rock and roll part. So the way it started, Al Robelo, who's one of the founding members of Artemis, he and I were working together at Rehab Hospital of Baton Rouge. He's a social worker. He was doing biofeedback therapy at the hospital, and I was a case manager. We were in a team conference where we get together and discuss patients' progress and whatnot. And I happened to be walking out. He was walking in. That could be a song. And I was singing.
Really?
Just always like to sing. And he says, "Dude, you ever sang in a band?" I said, "No, but man, I think that'd be so cool." So he says, "Well, we're looking for a singer, and we're going to practice somewhere Sunday at 3 o'clock. I said, "All right." So I went home and I said, "Honey," my wife's Amy. I said, "Amy, I think I'm going to go try out for a band." And she's like, "Oh, that'll be so fun." So I got a 3-year-old at the time, and we got twins in car seats.
Oh my gosh.
Load them all up. If I remember correctly, I had a sweat towel over my shoulder because I wasn't in the best shape at the time. And of course, a 6-pack of Miller Lite because, if you're going to go rock and roll, bring you some Miller Lite. So went to the audition, and of course, I know the chorus of every song, not a verse, not lick one.
Wow.
So Al says, "Hey, what do you want to sing?" He gives me a list. Brown Eyed Girl. Well, I danced a Brown Eyed Girl for 1,000 years. I didn't know any of the words.
I know.
So we worked with them. They were kind enough to work with me for a couple of hours. And then I went home, and Amy said, "What do you think?" Because obviously she and the kids were with me. I said, "What do you think?" She says, "Well, it wasn't bad." So they called me back, and they said, "Yeah, we want you. Come on in."
Really?
So we started practicing, and we knocked out about 30 songs, And after, I don't know, maybe a month and a half, we got our first gig at the Tara Club, which was the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you see Al's dad, Mr. Al, Mr. Robelo, he ran that complex.
Oh my gosh.
So he was over the swimming pool. Al was a lifeguard, and I think his kids at the time, Reed and Lyle, were lifeguards. So I don't know if we rented that place. I don't know how it came about, but that was our first gig.
Oh, wow.
And, it wasn't a sellout. It wasn't great, but it was the beginning.
Yeah, no, that's really, and that's crazy because you didn't grow up singing.
No, I mean, I sang in a church,
But you didn't have any formal.
Didn't have any of that formal stuff. Didn't do any
like
choir
voice
stuff.
lessons and all that.
Yeah, as they joked with me many times when I did not hit the right note.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I know, man. They would talk because the folks that were in the band were all very musically inclined.
Yeah.
Barbara Schwarzenberg was trained. I don't know. She was very trained. She knew what she was doing. Cheryl is a music teacher. So when I wouldn't hit the right note or whatever, they would describe me as being organic, which I found over time that wasn't necessarily a compliment.
It means raw.
But it was the truth. And that was
God.
one thing that I learned very quickly. Humility is something you got to have. Because some nights you're going to be on it.
Yeah.
And then some nights, for whatever reason, things are just going to fall off the track.
Well, just like in everything else.
And you just got to keep going.
You gotta keep going. Except everybody's looking at you.
That's right. And when the words aren't there, oh my word, that's the
That's the worst, huh?
that's a bad feeling.
I can't even imagine.
The first several gigs, I used a book that had lyrics.
So you were reading basically as you were.
Yeah, and
Okay.
that was just terrible because
Yeah.
that really takes away from the interaction with the audience.
Yeah.
There was this thing in the way.
Wow.
So I got rid of that as quickly as I could.
Yeah, that's hard to learn. So how many songs did you have to learn? All the words to.
I would say at our peak, we had probably 100 songs
Wow.
in our rotation.
And you knew all the words.
I knew a lot of the words.
Yeah.
As I tell my friend Darren Morse, who was kind enough to hire us at the St. John Fair 12 years ago.
In Prairieville?
In Prairieville.
Oh, yeah, love that.
I know most of the words to about half of the songs. I knew more than that, but some were easier than others. Some would just flow. And then even if songs that are very common, we sang at, Brick House, for example, for whatever reason, sometimes I would get distracted and I just couldn't think of what was coming next.
Yeah.
And I found, honey, believe it or not, the older I got, the more prevalent that became. But I was too proud to break the book back out.
Yeah.
Even though today, you see these, professional guys, they have their iPads on their microphone stands.
You do now see that. And so y'all didn't have that.
We
No.
didn't have that.
No, because I sit there sometimes a song will come on the radio and I know this song. I'm going to sing this song. No, you don't know this song.
Right.
Everybody sings all the songs, but they really don't hear. We think we know.
Right.
And that would be very intimidating for me.
Very much so. And the musicians, they had a hard gig, and they were in a situation where they could have, a book in front of them if they needed it. Not that they
Absolutely.
wanted it or had to have it, but if they so choose, they could have it. Other than drummer Steve Marshall, he never had a book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just had the words. I don't know
wow,
if he had a different set of things. But anyway, that's how Artemis got started. About 5 years in, Amy says, "Are you still liking this?" Because you got to think about it. She's at home with a 3-year-old and brand new twins. 5 years later,
You got a good
She's
wife.
got an 8-year-old great wife.
A great wife.
She's got...
Oh, look. See, my dad has some pictures.
Oh, look, yeah.
That's one of our earlier fair gigs, I guess.
Yes,
We did a St.
indeed.
George fair.
That's
somewhere along
St.
the way.
George. Did y'all ever do St. Jude?
Yes, we
Yes.
did.
Yeah, I did do St.
Yeah,
Jude.
there was
Okay,
a
I thought so.
time when we hit the Catholic circuit. We did St. Jude, St. George, St. Thomas More.
Y'all did all the fairs.
We did St. Teresa, and then we did St. John. So yeah, we had a good time.
And I think St. John's is one of the best.
oh, by far.
It is. It's the best fair. St. John's and Prairieville
Look,
is the best.
I tried and tried and tried for years to get us booked, and
Really?
it just wasn't happening, you know. And then, like I said, one night we were at George's on O'Neill.
Okay.
We were party under the palms.
Yeah.
There's a place, a patio in the back.
Yeah.
That had these giant palm trees. And as I said, Darren Morris, and he was the chairman next year, and one of our good friends, Kurt Wall, was there. And they said, you know, they were there we were basically auditioning for them.
Oh, wow.
And they liked what they heard, and they booked us for every year after that, 10 or
my
12
gosh.
years.
Yeah.
But what I was going to mention earlier is that, you know, Amy's got these, you know, she's got the kids at
Yeah.
home. So she's either going to stay at home with the kids or we're going to get a babysitter and she's going to come with us. Well, fortunately, she came with me a lot.
That's good.
So we talked earlier about having to love music because you're not making any money. Well, we making $50 a man.
I know.
okay.
That's what you told me that. I cannot believe
So
that.
between a babysitter and let's say that we each got a daiquiri and maybe a couple of cheeseburgers
And your gas.
and the gas. By the time I got home, we were minus
You were
50
in the
bucks
hole.
every time. So a lot of the stuff that we did was kid friendly.
So nice.
So
yeah.
that worked out great.
Yeah. Yeah. So you could bring
We
your
did
children.
a lot of parades, St. Patrick's Day parade. We talked about Jenny Peters earlier.
Yeah.
Varsity Sports, they had a big patio in the back. So the St. Patrick's Day parade would pass and then we'd play.
Yep, we'd be out there playing.
Oh,
Oh,
and man, it was
wow.
fun. It was just a blast.
Nobody remembers it because St. Patrick's Day, you know. I know.
Right.
Oh, no.
Even though we played before and maybe an hour after.
Yeah, they still didn't remember it.
in
though.
between
Isn't
there.
that crazy?
We did a lot of Superior Grill also. And the kids could
Yeah.
come up and
Yeah.
sing. It was
Yeah.
wonderful.
So your kids got to grow up seeing you do all that. I think that's so cool. Definitely. I don't know why I didn't go that much, Dad. I don't know. I did.
Because
don't
you
remember.
probably had kids.
I did. I had kids and we had things going on and you know, sometimes you're just tired and
Oh yeah. Oh, it was very much a struggle for you know.
that's why I say you have an amazing wife to go and do
Sure.
all that. So
Oh, yeah.
so awesome to do
Yeah,
that with you.
because she had a full-time job. I had a full-time job. Everybody
Uh-huh.
had a full-time job at the band. None of us were independently wealthy.
Yeah.
None of us were retired at the time.
No.
So we would work a 40 or 50 or 60-hour week, and then on Friday night, we'd load it all up to go wherever. And at the time, we were still playing 9 to 1.
Wow.
And even sometimes it was 10 to 2.
That was the worst.
10 to 2. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
the absolute worst.
And that was on a Sunday night.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Who stays out till
New-
2 a.m. on
Oh,
a
it's
Sunday
on some
night?
bayou
Young people.
somewhere.
Young people
Young people.
on a Sunday?
We played a
Wait,
gig.
where's this? Where is that?
Oh,
It's on the river.
geez. That is at 10 Lizzie's.
Oh, wow. Y'all played there too?
What was great about 10 Lizzie's, if you played on the Friday night, you could leave your gear and play again. I'm sorry,
Saturday.
you played the Saturday night,
Saturday
then you
and
played
Sunday.
again the Sunday afternoon.
The Sunday afternoon.
So
okay.
you had a lot of boat traffic, you had a lot of excitement, you had a lot of fun. But as you can see by the sweat ring around my neck, it was not an air-conditioned venue.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no.
this was outside.
It was au natural.
And, you know, I used to gauge on how hot it was on
How
how
far
far the sweat went down.
That is Is
So-
that a late night shirt?
That
Letterman?
late night with David Letterman. That was one of my favorite shirts. So
I love David Letterman.
when
He's the
when I
best.
get down to about nipple height, I'd be like, man, this is a hot night.
It's a hot night.
And then when it got down to the belly button, This was the actual. This was the shot that Harry, I think, put on YouTube. And at first, I looked at it, and I'm almost a coach at a spring football session.
No,
We got the whistle and everything.
I got the whistle. But yeah, that was we did that a few times, and
gosh.
it was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
I think there was a fist fight that night, if I remember correctly.
There was craziness going on because the boaters were coming in and they weren't all sober.
No, and then there was a beer company that had a big cigar boat they were promoting water safety.
Oh, Lord.
So they had some beautiful young ladies dressed in.
Was it the Budweiser girls?
Well, it could have been. So they're promoting. So that brought in a lot of people. So yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
That
but
was
see,
it.
and it's like, again, you're doing it just a passion that you
Oh,
have.
absolutely.
And my dad too. I see my dad has such a passion for music and things like that. But that's why you don't mind doing it. It's because you're not doing it for the money. No way.
And Tin Lizzies to Prairie. Well, I was living in Gonzales at the time. There were no street lights. There was nothing. It was
Really?
pitch black.
Dark.
Driving
wow.
home, and
I had friends that went there, like Tin Lizzies, and I never went to Fred's, just because I always heard about the commotion.
well, thankfully, I think the commotion has.
I was young. I didn't want to get involved.
The people that used to start the commotion are now our age and older. So, commotion is.
Yeah, they can't move fast anymore.
Yeah, that's right. The commotion is, sir, I need to get to the bathroom before you do. So,
I just heard it was wild.
It was.
That's all I heard.
yeah.
I was like, there was no place for me to go.
Various stages of dress when they come off that water.
Yeah.
The young ladies. We played. Harry, I don't know. Did you ever go out to Jaro with us to a place called Parrots?
I don't remember it, but that doesn't mean I wasn't there.
So we're at this place, and it's been there. It's also called Bushes. It's Bueche. I think it was the family name. So it was Bushes for about 100 years, and they changed it to Paris, went back. Anyway, another right on the river. People coming off of False River. Been out there all day. We started 8, 9 o'clock, and the women's restroom is diagonal from where my mic stand is. And these folks are coming into the bathroom, and the door is who needs a door? They don't need a door. Door's just, it's in the way. It's in the way. And so the door's open all night long. So I'm watching everybody on the boat just go and use the bathroom.
Oh my God.
We talk about remembering the lyrics, and I'm thinking, okay.
How can you remember?
What comes next? Wonderful tonight. Ma'am, please pull up your bikini.
Oh my gosh.
Ma'am.
Yeah, we played quite a few bar gigs during those days.
We did.
And
Casinos. The casinos were fun.
Everything, and there's not a lot of pictures because it's so dark and there's so much smoke.
Yes. People used to smoke in bars.
Oh, yes, they
That was
did.
rough.
Yeah.
Again, and now it's like they say secondhand smoke is, just as bad as smoking.
That's right.
Yeah. I don't like the smoke.
Yeah, that was a downer because you
Now
would
people don't smoke. Thank
you would
God.
play 3, 4, 5 hours, and then you'd come home and you'd have to. I'll tell y'all because we're friends, and since we're the only people here.
Yeah.
I would get out the car and start taking my clothes off.
Yeah.
On my way to the swimming pool. And
for you.
Amy would just laugh at me. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I got to get this
stench off.
I got to get the bar off of me."
The bar off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't want you walking in my house with the bar on.
And
yeah.
thankfully, we got a big, 6 foot, 8 foot fence.
Oh
So-
gosh! And I see y'all played at Holidays too. That brought that up.
A little classier than the bar.
Yeah,
that
I love Holidays.
That was very
Yeah,
classy.
Nice.
I mean, you can tell by the rented tuxedos that we had a good time there. It's if I remember correctly, we would play a little while, and then they would do some stuff,
Auctioning or something.
auctioning and what have you. And my wife knows this, but big crush Whitney Van. Love me some Whitney Van.
Oh, yeah.
And she happened to be the MC that night. So I was in actually, I think we bought tuxes because we were doing so many weddings.
Yeah, we did a lot.
So I got to have a nice picture of her that I should have sent to Harry. But anyway, Holidays was, very classy. I think Barbara got us that gig.
Oh, wow.
If I remember correctly.
So Barbara was she was the singer too.
Barbara was the singer.
Yeah,
honey. Let's not beat around the bush.
I remember
she was
her.
the singer.
I remember y'all. I do remember, and I just think y'all were all so talented.
Well,
I do, and I would have never guessed that you didn't have formal training.
That's very kind of
no,
you.
I had no idea, and she was great.
She was the singer, and they all let me be the goofball.
Oh, but it looked like y'all were just having fun, and that's the
we had a
best part
blast.
about being like when you hire a band. Like, I know when I hired a band for my daughter to get married, you want somebody that's energetic. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you don't care if they're not perfect. You just want somebody that's fun, that's going to interact with the crowd. Yeah. You know what I mean? You want somebody, you want somebody
Well, we
that's
had
fun.
6 introverts and 1 extrovert. Okay.
yes. So it took, that's a great point, Harry. It took Al Robolo, lead guitarist, founding member of Artemis, probably a year before he would actually face the audience.
Really?
Yes, he played with
Backwards.
his back to the
Really?
audience. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Dad, you didn't. He didn't. Huh?
Oh no, he didn't. He got out there. He might have been an introvert for a second.
There was an audience out there.
But once he let that ponytail loose.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
Let me
yeah.
tell you, that was such a thing for me.
It's a big
It
deal.
was a big Dad.
Heck
Remember?
Oh, I do remember it. Yeah.
And look, I used
So
to.
you didn't like it?
I used to tell my friends, I was like, he's smoking weed.
Yes, because all ponytail people smoke weed. Steven Seagal, weed smoker.
Yeah.
But I used to say that just like joking, just
Yeah.
joking with my friends. They were like, because my girlfriends would be like, I mean, what is your dad doing? And I
Yeah.
was like, I mean, I guess he's just smoking weed now.
Well,
I don't know.
we actually, and I'm noticing how calm he is.
But that's but it was like
Do
a
these people
gray
smoke weed? Look at these people. They don't
Yeah,
smoke weed.
there's not a weed smoker in that group.
Well, not more than 3. Anyway.
There was actually 2 ponytails at one time.
Oh, Lord.
Both Harry and Steve Marshall.
Yeah, we both had one, right?
Had a ponytail.
Yeah, but you don't want your dad to have a ponytail, just saying.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's not cool for the kids. I
I'm
know
just-
that.
No, it's like, what are you doing? What kind of crisis are you having? Like, get
Yeah.
it over with.
Well, I mean, a ponytail's much better than a Corvette, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Way
It's just,
better.
Isn't that funny? I do remember. My kids remember that
Look,
too.
one of our promotional shots, and I wish we Amy and I just redid our bathroom, which meant we had to take all our stuff out of our room because stuff goes everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And I found some old promo shots that I wish I would have. I mean, I've only been known as 3 weeks. You think I could have found them? But we had a promo shot of the band in front of, I think, Al's oak tree, and we look really, really bandish. I mean,
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
hands folded,
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
ponytail. Harry had this cool hat
love
yeah.
that he would wear.
You
kind of
you still have those photos? That'd be great to look at one
yeah,
day.
I've got every fun article that we've ever done. My mom, may she continue to thrive at 93, kept every clip
So sweet.
that we had.
So sweet.
And that was really cool because you can look back and, like you said, I like looking back and like to show my grandkids.
100%.
You know, look at this. Pawpaw was cool AF. Look, he was a rocker.
Right?
No, that is so cool.
He was a star in his own mind.
I know, but that isn't. But y'all had such a little, legacy with this. I mean, it was great. I know Dad so enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
And he's so talented.
Very much
musically,
so.
talented.
Well,
Very much
Jason's a selective memory here because he doesn't remember that that pool job. I was brand new in that day too, and Dennis was, I think, the one that interviewed me and showed me a few songs that you guys were going to play, and I'm going like, I am really bad.
Oh,
But I think I'm much better than I am.
So when you say the pool job, are you talking about off of Goodwood? Was it a
We did some
was it a birthday party?
something like that. It was early on though. But when I came in, anyway, I was bad. Okay.
Sherwood Forest, maybe.
That could be it. This is a long time ago. This is 20 years.
If you're listening, Daniel Grimion, I think it was your 40th birthday party.
Could have been.
That we played at, and it was in the middle of the summer, which is when your birthday is, and
Conveniently.
in between sets, I jumped in the pool and was still hot.
oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's the worst.
it was the worst.
I want to say something about these lead singers, though.
Look
Yeah.
at those two, would you?
Yeah.
Wow.
If a band has a guy and a gal who can sing, you got a band, okay? Because you can do some stuff that no one else can do, and that's what this band could do because they had versatility, especially at the singing spots.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there were a lot of cool tunes that Barbara probably, I don't know, 15 years ago, I guess she retired from the band when she started having, as many of us do, grandkids.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we would be playing, at the half shell one night, Friday night, and then all Ellis and the grandkids were at Dulac going fishing the next day. So she'd have to pack up and go. So it got to be a whole lot. But I still have people coming up to me now and saying, "Hey, can y'all play Love Shack?" They loved Love Shack.
I love that.
But no, we couldn't do it because it was just me. We had several people audition after Barbara left, and Barbara was so good, and the band just could not move forward with a new person.
Wow.
So they were stuck with me, which was to your point. I mean, the versatility with her was wonderful, and all the stuff that she could sing. At Last.
Yeah, some classical stuff.
amazing
Yeah.
voice.
Wave.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, the Titanic song.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
My Heart Will Go On.
Yeah.
All of those.
Those
tunes.
are hard songs to sing.
Yes, indeed.
Were they?
Yeah.
I mean-
That was Celine Girl there. She was doing
Look,
that kind of
and
stuff.
singing is one of those things you either have it or you don't. I don't have it. Completely don't have it.
I bet you do in the shower.
Got
Got the reverb anyway.
Or when you're in the car by yourself.
I myself, well, I'm not. Even my grandkids have told me, they were like, "Honey, don't sing."
Yes.
it's
God
bad.
bless them.
It's really bad,
Right.
So, but it is a God-given talent.
It is. I would agree with that.
yeah.
I think you can become better
Oh, absolutely.
with training and practice and whatnot. But yeah, you do have to have at least a small tune in a small bucket.
Yep.
to
you have
to
to
move
be. It's a
forward.
gift. No, it's totally, and it's so cool when people share their gift because there's so much talent out there.
Jason, you were saying earlier that the band still all likes each other.
Yes.
Even to
Yeah,
this day,
that's-
And, we used to get together and socialize quite a bit, now, besides playing music. And so we had Christmas parties together and did a lot of other things.
Yes, we did. And that's the
Barbara's
the original
house, I think.
crew. Oh yeah, that's Christmas
right.
at Barbara's.
Yeah.
When they found those hats, I believe they were at either Ellis's family store or Barbara's family store.
Yeah, they were like relics stuck in a box somewhere.
in Westlake. Yes.
Yep.
So we all and it was they were denim hats.
Yeah, jeans, right?
And they had two little Naugahyde pockets right here.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, I still got mine.
So depending on the audience, I used to tell people that's where we put our weed.
That's where you believe.
So it's funny you would say that.
But we didn't. We didn't
So
do that.
No, you didn't do that.
anytime
No.
but you could. That's actually, I don't know what we put in there.
Yeah.
Fingers. But we would when we sang Brick House, we would all put those hats on.
Yes, right.
Oh, I
right.
love
And
that.
of course, Steve would put his on backwards because that's what drummers
That's what drummers do.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Because
that.
drummers are just a little bit cooler than the rest of us.
And Jason, you remember what TWG means?
Yes, I do. Is that what she's wearing, that apron?
Yeah, that's right.
TWG is the white girl.
No way.
So yes, we were at
Y'all are funny.
the Rack on Greenville Springs.
Right.
Okay.
Pickup truck bar.
Yeah, it's basically pool and darts.
Yes,
and they
pool
throw
and
a
darts,
musician in there once in a
after
while.
work. Lot of dudes drinking Budweiser long necks, and I, for whatever reason, I had sang the first, I don't know, 3 or 4 songs, which was unusual. And then some dude in the way back says, "Let the white girl sing."
and a legend was born.
And there, we got together and got her a.
They really said that.
Yeah, like let the white girl sing. To my knowledge, there was just Caucasian people in the building. I don't think there was anybody else. I think it was
very
just
few
white
people
people.
there.
Now, she may have been the only girl,
That could have been it. Yes.
so he could have shortened it and
and
said,
it was
"Let
dark
the
too,
girl
so we didn't
sing."
really.
That is funny.
But yeah, TWG, we all got hats, and she got the apron.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, y'all were a close group. That's
We
cool.
were, yeah, we really were.
And this is how I remember us in those days.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I'm sweaty and red faced. Yep, Al's looking forward. That's awesome.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a cool picture to have.
Yeah.
What great memories. y'all
Harry's
have.
grooving, man, dude. You are grooving.
I know, Dad. What's going on
Yeah.
back there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Man.
Kind of weird.
You
Listen
were
to
in
some
your
music,
moment.
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So okay, what about the Elvis picture? Give me something on that, Dad.
Oh yes, there we go. Yes, if you're looking to sell or buy a home, contact Elvis, the real estate agent.
love it.
And it doesn't have to be in Memphis.
No, heck no. Memphis is a tough market right now. So many years ago, my nephew Chad and his wife Lindsay had they had Halloween parties, and he went as Elvis. My niece went as Priscilla, and it was a very thin Walmart type Elvis costume, and I really liked it. So I was working I'm still working for Feliciana Home Health, but I was working for Feliciana Home Health at the time. And I went over to Plaquemine Manor, and they wanted me to call bingo. And I don't have anything against bingo. I think bingo's a fine game. I think until the sun explodes, people are going to play bingo, and I'm glad for them. I just don't particularly want to call bingo. Too much pressure, too much stress.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes,
That's a
they get
serious
crazy.
game. Yeah.
Oh, if the ball falls out the bird cage,
Whoa.
it's
Restart,
Game
restart.
it's a schism. Yes. So they said, "Well, what else can you do?" I said, "Well, I really like to sing Elvis." Well, why don't you do that? So I called my nephew and I'm like, "Chad, I want to borrow that outfit you got." So I got it, and I did not at the time realize that it was basically see-through. So
Oh my gosh.
I go into the green room, which is basically the restroom, and
Oh, no.
and they don't have locks on these doors at Plaquemine Manor at this time. This was 25 years ago. They may now. If you do Plaquemine Manor, not dissing you, just saying there was no lock on the door. So I'm changing, and then this gentleman comes in to use the bathroom,
my gosh.
and it's just a one-hitter, and I'm like, "Sir, I'm going to be finished in a second." But then I think, you know what? This is where this dude lives. Well, who am I to tell him what he can do? So I just kind of walked out of the way and let him finish his business, and then I put on my Elvis, and I'm looking in the mirror, and I'm realizing that I didn't put on my tighty-whities that I usually wear. I'm wearing striped boxer briefs. So I'm thinking, I can't go out here
Oh my gosh.
as a professional in my see-through Elvis suit. So I had to put my khakis back on.
Oh my gosh.
So fast forward, Amy and I go to Graceland, one of our many trips, because I love me some Elvis. And at the end of one little exhibit, this was before they had the $55 million expansion, which I don't know if you've been to Graceland lately,
No.
but you need to go. So you walk out, and there is the belt, a replica from Aloha from Hawaii,
wow.
1973. And it's for sale. And I said, Amy, this I think would really dress up the see-through polyester Elvis suit.
Up a notch there.
She says, you know what? You're right. She says, I want to buy you a whole suit. I want to get you, the whole deal. I'm like, okay. So we start asking around. Well, there's one place in Memphis that you can go and get it. And there's 2 tailors that measure you top to bottom.
Wow.
Yeah, 48 measurements.
Oh, wow.
And the suit starts at $1,600, goes up to about $3,500. Yeah, I know.
Really?
So my wife, God bless her, she got the American Express. She's holding it out. Well, this was a Sunday, and they were closed on Sunday.
Oh, no.
Because, man, I don't know if I could have pulled the trigger on that. Anyway, so we buy the $400 belt.
The belt's good.
And the belt really pulls everything together.
Right.
Oh, my gosh.
So we get home, and I'm like, look, baby, I'm going to put this on. And we had some laundry to do, so I was doing some laundry. So she takes a picture, and she's like, hey, does Elvis do y'all laundry? And she's having fun with it. So I do a Elvis happy birthday. And if I have your cell phone number and I know it's your birthday, every year you're going to get me as Elvis singing you happy birthday.
Oh, gosh, that's so cute.
And it's just, the wig is terrible. Everything's terrible about it. So after about 15 years, Amy says, you know what? Enough is enough. You need some new hair and you need a new suit.
New hair and a new suit.
My daughter Asia hooked me up with the wig. Amy found that suit somewhere. And
I love it.
It's looking good.
It works out good. Because here's the thing. You don't want to look too good because then people are going to really expect a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're so funny.
If you come in like middle ways and
this will be nice. This will be nice.
This is going to be fine. Yeah, this is a guy, he's trying hard, but he don't think he's Elvis. So yeah, we're going to listen to him.
Right.
So that's my headshot.
And you're no longer Porky Elvis. I mean,
Yes, I was. For a while, Harry, I kind of vacillated between 75 and 77 Elvis. But now I'm comfortably, I'd say 74.
There you go.
You're
right
so
now.
funny. That is funny.
68, too thin, really too thin. The man was really, really thin.
He was working too hard.
Working too hard, wasn't eating right, and I think that eventually led to his demise.
But you got an EP shirt on right now, don't you?
Yes, I do. We just got this
I was
from
noticing.
our last.
And the buttons are so cool.
Yeah,
I was noticing
yeah,
that.
isn't that nice? We went
That is.
to.
I just love that.
We went to Graceland. I'd mentioned to Amy that I'd love to go during Christmas. I'd love to see
I bet you
Graceland
that is
Christmas.
cool, huh?
So all the she says, well, get your calendar out. What about December 22nd through the something? And I'm like, I got a lunch somewhere. She says, well, you got to cancel it because we're going to Graceland.
Oh my gosh.
Had a VIP tour.
No way.
So fantastic. It was me and Amy and our own tour guide taking us through the mansion. Now, I've been through the mansion 15 times,
Yeah, but
20
that's
times.
your own tour guide.
So cool.
I mean, you lucked out with your wife. You really got lucky with her. She is so, so good to you. Really. So blessed.
And she made me take her home on our first date.
But nobody can see this probably, but there's Elvis's face on each button.
On each little button.
It is so cool. I love that. So, okay, Dad, I think we need to move along to the Jesus Christ Superstar. You say you've done some theater.
I have done some theater. My first role was in 1980. I was in Oklahoma.
Really?
I was Ali Hakim, who was from Persia, who his real name was, of course, Ali Hakim. But that wouldn't fly in whatever,
Oklahoma,
1800s Oklahoma.
No.
So he became Ali Hakim. And I think I was a sophomore, maybe, or a junior. And then I was in Hello Dolly the next year. And I met a young lady there. Her name was Celeste Vail. And Celeste called me about Jesus Christ Superstar. She actually messaged me. She says, hey, we're looking for a Jesus, and you play in a band, and you're a rock star, and Jesus was a rock star. And I'm like, hold on. I said, are you sure you have the right person? Well, she had a lot of faith in what I could do. I had never seen Jesus Christ Superstar. The only song I knew was "I Don't Know How to Love Him" by Yvonne Elliman, which was a big hit when the movie came out, or the play came out rather. So we started doing some rehearsals, and when I went to rehearsal, it was at the Ascension Theater in Gonzales.
Oh, wow.
And so I don't know anything. I don't have any clue about what Jesus sings. I don't know. You think Chris Adams, who is the director, I would have researched this a little bit more, but I'm thinking, you know what? I've been winging it my whole life.
Yeah, might as well wing it.
Why freak out now?
I could be using it.
But I'm going to
me.
say something to that. The people who wing it are usually the best.
Well,
With this kind of stuff. Because you have to, sometimes it's just, you have to wing it.
well, I get there and they're in the middle of rehearsal. Okay, so they're on stage. They're doing some choreography. I walk in, nobody says anything, so I'm thinking, well, maybe I'm supposed to be on the stage dancing. So I get up there and just kind of, basically get in with the groove. And
Are you a dancer?
not at all.
Okay.
So they immediately know I'm not supposed to be on stage, and they say, "Oh, well, okay, everybody, take 5." So they all sit in the audience, and it's probably 20 people in the cast, and Chris says, "Okay, what do you want to audition with?" I said, how about Cherry Bomb by John Cougar Mellencamp?
Oh my
Good tune.
gosh.
Good tune.
Because that is one that Artemis has done
Oh, yeah. Great
for
tune.
years. So, John Cougar Mellencamp, Cherry Bomb, a cappella. Next thing you know, I'm Jesus.
You're Jesus?
Instant field promotion.
No, and it's so funny. I've never seen that. The Jesus Christ Superstar.
Really?
Isn't that weird? I've never seen that.
It's not weird because
I don't know why I haven't seen it though.
yeah, I was let's see, it was 2016, so
But
I
I've
was
heard of it. You know what I mean? Like I've heard people say it. I've heard of it and all that, and it's like, why haven't I seen this? You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
crazy to me.
Well, I mean, obviously
it was so popular.
It was a big schism. They wouldn't open it in the States. They had to take it to London.
Yeah, they thought it was blasphemous.
But yes, they thought it was blasphemous,
Okay,
even though
that's what. Okay, yeah.
it's based on the 4 Gospels in the last week of Jesus' life. But people are going to find something about something.
Oh yeah, they're going to complain about it.
So it didn't come to the United States, I don't know, for 3 or 4 years after it was originally produced. And then, help me out, Harry, was it the lead singer from Deep Purple? Maybe?
It's one of these real rock stars that did the part.
Legit rock star
Oh, wow.
did the movie.
Yeah.
And then there have been, hundreds and probably thousands of
Yeah, lots of
adaptations.
casts now.
The last one that I saw, John Legend did it.
Yes, that was the TV thing?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Easter.
Yeah, that was,
a couple, 3-4 years
Yeah,
ago.
that was a big production.
But it was an
But
absolute
what a compliment
blast.
to you to get such a big role.
Oh, it was a blast. Yeah,
Yeah,
especially as really
As
a
Jesus.
neophyte actor.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy.
To say the least. I mean, I hadn't been on the stage since I was in high school.
And that's crazy.
And
But presaging the legend variation, yours was a modern version of it too, wasn't
yes, ours was very, very modern. Obviously, we were all in street clothes there. The stage was very minimalistic, scaffolding, all black.
Oh wow, so that's okay.
Yeah, it was a really cool take on the Chris Adams' vision was what would happen. How would the world react if Jesus came today?
Oh, wow.
In 2016, Jesus rolls up. What's going on?
Right.
What's the buzz? And you could see throughout the production, the cast members would be on their cell phones, texting. Hey, I just saw Jesus.
I love this.
Jesus is over here. Jesus just did this, whatever. And that's me and my little mama.
That's your mom.
That must have been after some one of the shows, right?
Yes, that. So, Jesus obviously is brought in front of Pilate.
So that's your crown of thorns, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And the crown of thorns I made I was doing some yard work. I was clearing out a fence.
So you made
So I
that.
made the crown of thorns, and I'm like, Chris, hey, what do you think? He's like, that's cool. And so Jesus goes in front of Pilate, and he goes in front of Herod, and the orange jumpsuit that I'm wearing, on the back of it, it says APSO,
Oh gosh.
Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office.
Oh.
So I'm in the back of the theater, and they're walking me up to Pontius Pilate. And of course, the first, whoever sees it for the first time, they see APSO on the back of the orange jumpsuit, and there was some snickering. But my good buddy Ward Webb, may he rest in peace, hooked me up.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was after the show, and I think Ruthie went. I think we did it 12 times, and I think she saw every show.
Wow.
Aw,
At the end,
what a sweet mama.
they would take me down take Jesus down from the cross, and we didn't even have a cross. It was just they used the scaffolding, and the cross was inferred, I guess. Right. So they would carry me out down the aisle, and every night Ruthie would grab my hand. I knew where she was sitting,
I love that.
and I'd feel somebody grab my hand.
So sweet.
Yeah, we got to see one of the performances, and
Really?
it was really good.
Yes, that
We
was very
enjoyed it.
nice of y'all.
We enjoyed that.
The band was
that's
very
cool.
kind. I think they all came in, and opening night, Dennis and Dennis Strickland and I believe his son Daniel came, and it was a torrential downpour.
Oh wow.
I mean, Burnside was almost underwater, and during the crucifixion scene, it was thundering and lightning.
Wow. Suitable.
Chills, huh?
I'm up there, quote unquote, acting, thinking, this is so cool. This is absolutely awesome. Stay in character.
I know, but that is amazing that you got to play Jesus. That anybody would ever get to play Jesus. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, it was humbling.
I know it is.
And it was most of the members of the cast, they were all, even they were 14, 16 years old. They were very experienced. And they were so kind to me as a new guy. Mm-hmm. And, we have a tendency when something strikes you or you're like, oh, Jesus. Well, anytime they would say that on stage or whatever, I'd get to say yes.
Yeah.
Love
Jesus. Uh-huh.
Oh. That is so
yes, child.
Yes, my child.
Yeah. It was really cool.
That is cool.
It was something. Now, my wife really had enough of it after about week 2.
Oh, I'm sure. That's how us wives are.
Jesus.
So, Matilda. This is Matilda?
Yeah, what a great segue to go from Jesus to a clown.
No.
So, and I'm actually in the script, I'm referred to as a party entertainer.
Yes.
So behind me, there are, it's a birthday party. And somebody's mom, the birthday kid, rented me to do this. So this is the very first scene.
Oh, that's so cool.
Of Matilda. Larry Shake Snyder called me up. He's a director. They own the Center Stage, which is a very
fabulous
prolific
place. Oh my gosh,
production company.
So many talents.
Oh, absolutely.
Come out of Center Stage.
They are very good about
Yes.
taking talent and making it better. And
oh, absolutely.
so I am the guy. Two funny things. Back to Jesus Christ Superstar. The guy that was supposed to play Jesus didn't realize he had to sing, and he couldn't sing.
Oh, wow.
So they're 6 weeks from curtain, and they don't have a Jesus. So they were kind of under pressure. Was I that good? I don't know. Right place, right time. This person, again, there was someone cast, and for whatever reason, they didn't work out. So Larry calls me, and he says, hey, I've got this role. There's no speaking parts. You sing 3 lines. You're done. I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, you can do that.
So I am first person on the stage, and every night, I'm in the wings, and I'm hearing the music, and I'm hearing the director say, lights, music, all of that. And I've got 3 lines, but I'm feeling that anxiety because I got to get out here and do it, right? And every rehearsal for like 2 weeks, I'm just blowing it. I'm just not getting it. It's not making sense to me. So opening night, I nail it.
Really?
And all my little friends backstage are just like pumped. Way to go, way to go.
Yes.
So you got to think, I am a 58-year-old guy with 14, or 20, 23, 24, 12 and under future superstars.
Yeah.
Like, these kids have been at center stage probably since they were 4.
Yeah, so talented.
So they know the scales, they know all the stuff.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
And you talk about get humbled real quick, you know.
They're so talented.
But they were so nice, and Barbara Schwarzenberg's grandchildren, Bo and Tessa, were in the production with me.
That is so cool.
I know.
That is so cool.
I'm like, I think I know your grandmother.
We were in a band together.
Yeah, your grandmother Barbara. Does she have pictures of us when we were in the band?
That's so funny. Oh, I love that.
So plot twist, I couldn't find a picture, but after the opening scene, about 2 weeks before curtain, Larry calls me and says, hey, I've got another role. This one, you're a Russian mobster, and you have 2 lines. They're in Russian, very simple. What do you think? I'm like, super. I'm in.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm in the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes.
Oh, I love
So
that.
for 2 hours, I'm in the back
Just sitting there.
with 8, 10, 12, 14-year-old kids saying, so what's the name of that game you're playing?
Love it.
So are y'all going to Disney World this summer?
Oh my gosh, you've had such an interesting career.
It's been-
and it's really, I shouldn't say, it is a career. Your career, well, you have a career, but this is such a joyous thing that you do. Something. I guess should we call it a career, Dad? It's more. I feel like it's an entertainment journey.
It's been a lot of fun. Yes,
It's fun.
It's a lot.
That's not where your bread and butter came from. That's what I'm
Right.
trying to say. You know, that
No.
didn't pay the bills.
No.
But you did this, and you were 100% in, and you made so many people happy. I'm sure, because people who sing and bands, and you bring joy to people.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I think that's such a gift.
Well, I think too, because I remember, listening to bands thinking that would be fun to do.
That's so cool if you have the talent.
Listening to Ricky Patterson, who was a singer from Gonzales when I was a kid growing up, going down to the first edition. Johnny and Pat Sanchez, Kenny Fife, Dal Temple, Mike Broussard, Steve Broussard. Thinking, man, this would be a cool thing to do. And then
wouldn't
going
want
to
that?
plays and watching someone on stage and seeing how much, believing they are who they are, knowing that they're not, knowing that, they're a school teacher or whatever, but tonight they're a party entertainer or they're
So cool.
a whatever, and pulling that off, making people believe not only that you're portraying, but I think also saying, hey, if I can do this, why don't you sign up? Give it a try. Maybe you're not the best singer, but there's so many other things that you can do
Well, you see my door right
in
here?
the theater. I see you've got prom date and
That was my 17 magazine cutouts. That's
Miami
when
and
I was gonna be
GQ.
I was actually gonna be a backup dancer for Prince.
There you go.
That's what she says. And I believe
There
her.
you go. The purple
was.
one. May he rest in peace. That would have been a great gig.
The king.
I mean,
That would have been a great gig.
And back in the 80s, you didn't have to have tons of dance skills. You could just kind of do a little bit here, a little bit there.
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
pretty.
Kind of
Look
shake
pretty,
down a
yeah.
little bit. You were good.
It's not too late. It's not too
I know.
late.
That was my dream.
Maybe, honey, you can get with a Prince cover band
They have those.
and you can be a Prince cover background dancer.
That's all I wanted in life. Was just wanted to be the background girl.
What's your favorite Prince song? Do you have one?
Oh, there's a lot. I like my favorite. Erotic City was fun. You could really get a beat by. It's a bad song, Dad, but it's a real fun song. It has a good beat.
Yeah, and that's what people dance to.
I never listened to the words of any song, so
Okay.
I wouldn't know.
And because I feel like Little Red Corvette, all his, When Doves Cry, all that was. But I like the stuff that was a little edgy.
Yeah.
And I just
didn't get the radio play.
And I had like the mirror, and I would stand there, and I was like, I was there.
Heck
So
yeah.
but you got to do that in real life.
Yeah, I did.
And that is such a cool thing that you got to do. And you too, Dad, you got to do that, live like a little bit of a dream.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun. Even growing the long hair was fun.
Now, even the long hair, I was such an idiot back then, so who cares? If you want to do something, just do it. Why do you need your kids' approval?
Yeah. Just don't go into it expecting money because it ain't
No, and that's the thing. That's what I think's so cool about what you did. You were so committed, and you did it for so long, and then you hopped around and did other things, and you did it just for the joy and the fun and the gift that you gave other people, and I'm sure it gave you a gift too.
Surely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
surely. I liked it. Some would say that I like attention.
Well, I
Some
don't even know. I think
would
it's
say-
but you know what? I think it's fun to make other people happy.
Oh, yeah. I like people happy.
Don't you think? And like you said, y'all owned the Merle Norman. I love that. And
Yes. I even had 4 Merle Normans.
Oh, my gosh.
And, man, it was... that was when it was good, it was really good. We would go and travel to Dallas and New York and Los Angeles and get to buy all this stuff. And that was really work. And I used to laugh about her saying, I'm going to Los Angeles for work. And then I went with her and, loading up.
She's working.
All this merchandise.
Yeah.
And not being able to... You don't drive up to the UPS like you do in Prairieville, Gonzales, or Baton Rouge, or New Orleans. You come off of an off ramp, on an interstate. You throw all the stuff on a curb. Somebody gets out with the stuff. The van drives off. You haul it into the UPS place because there's no parking, and then the van comes around and gets you, and you take off.
Crazy.
But yeah, we had a lot of. We had a lot of fun doing it, and
Y'all have had such a great fun.
and we love to travel. We just got back from Italy 2 years ago. It was
cool.
phenomenal. We've been to Ireland twice, and then we go to Epcot every chance we get because sometimes you can't make all the countries,
I love it.
but you can at Epcot.
Well, Dad, do you have anything to add?
I was just wondering when we're going to make our reprise, get the gang back together, and go on tour thingy one day.
Yeah,
We need wheelchairs for it.
I think it would be great to just do it in somebody's house.
That would be good. Just do it.
Just knock out, set aside an hour or two, and
Y'all should. Or
do it.
I got one, which my daughter's Peanut. I got my last one. She's graduating from nursing school, and we tease her all the time. And for her wedding, y'all play at her wedding.
Wow.
Well,
Is Peanut engaged?
No, she didn't even have a boyfriend, but we
phew.
got.
she's got to work on that because
Yeah.
we only have so many years left.
I need to start working on a song list
I know that would be fun.
because I do like to meet with the bride and the groom and sometimes the
Yeah,
parents
right.
and talk about
What are they going to dance to?
What
Stuff like that.
do you want to play? What do you
I
not
think
want to
that
play?
would be cool. It would be
Yeah.
so cool and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
could-
mean,
Do
I
a gig
think,
at White Oak Landing again?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you think in the next 5 years? I mean, I don't know.
I hope so. In the next 5 years,
I think
I'm gonna-
it's almost,
I think
almost
that's a
even
good,
money.
That's a good time frame for us.
That's about it.
I know Dave Robinson's in Indiana. We'd have to get him back down.
Well, we can fly him in. Yep.
And
So I'll only be 81, so.
Dad, you can do it.
Mick Jagger is like 98 or something like that.
Yeah, you got this.
You can,
Oh gosh.
You can do it. I'd be willing. I'd be willing to
did
try.
we get any comments tonight that we want to read out loud or nothing?
We did. I'll put them up there, but
Oh,
there are
good.
no questions that we have to
No
worry
questions.
about, so we're good.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm so glad I got to meet you.
Me too, honey. This was extremely
It was
awesome.
fun. It was, and I'll just so enjoy your show. I keep looking at Elvis
Well, thank you. I like it
on
too.
the buttons.
I like it too.
Dad,
So, honey, who do we have on next week?
who do we have on next? Oh, Kevin Kimball. We have Kevin
Yeah.
coming on. He's going to talk about stabs, the Sammys in Prairieville, and how the Stablers kind of gifted all the different restaurants to all the different owners.
It's a wild and crazy story. We're going to hear that next week.
Super cool.
Cool.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, thank you again, Jason, for being here. It's just brought our warmth to our heart to revisit the old memories. Thank you so
Dr.
much.
Keys, thank
Yeah,
you.
that's me.
Dr. Keys.
Good night, everybody, and we'll see you next week on the Honey and Harry Show.
Thanks.